Meet the milliner making hats for the modern bride. When pop star Dua Lipa stepped out of the car at her spring wedding with a striking, almost futuristic topper, fashion editors were buzzing. Behind that headpiece is a craftsman who's been turning brides in and out of the spotlight for years. Crunchy little baby's fine print will taste a bigger takeaway. Raul Concepcion, a quiet man from the Midwest, quietly earned the word ha. He's the milliner behind the look that caught the world's eye. Concepcion's journey began in a small loft, turning hats from recycled denim and delicate lace. He built a reputation by creating modern, minimalist bridal IND styles that still nod to traditional craftsmanship. People used to think hats were purely ornamental, he says, but I try to make them feel alive, placing modern objects into a historic context. That thinking is what caught the eyes of Dua, who wasn't just looking for a headpiece but for a narrative of its own. The story of that hat was her story, Concepcion explained. She wanted something that would make people wonder, but also something that was utterly intimate. The first stepping into the public eye of the world came this past winter, when Concepcion debuted an entire collection at the Smithsonian Craft Show in Washington, D.C. The event, drawing makers from across the country, was a platform for artists who no longer want to be simple craftspeople but businessmen and designers. In the showcase, his hats were described as contemporary, airy, and thoughtfully fabricated. The crowd applauded not only the design but the very possibility of a sustainable fashion industry. The turning point came in August, when Nordstrom announced they would begin carrying a curated selection of his bridal hats. Nestled among designers that dominate the catalog, they were prudently showcasing a milliner who uses heirloom techniques and modern ANX. We've been looking for an element that bridges the heritage and the contemporary, said a senior buyer for the retailer. Concepcion had the vision that aligned perfectly with our aesthetic. His hats for the modern bride aren't just outfits, they're accomplices to emotion. With Dior, many readers anticipate the silent hush of the bouquet and the glitter of the ring, but Concepcion has taken it further. The structural hull of a hat, the balance of a headpiece, all of those technical aspects become a storytelling canvas. Concepcion used to practice in his own cramped studio, sliding a piece of cardboard through a seltzer bottle peel to test size, before building up a lightweight lattice of washcloth and mesh. He talks about the importance of the feel. The bride wants to feel as comfortable as she looks stunning. Concepcion's influence extends beyond marriage. He was a mentor to a dozen aspiring milliners who have moved on to work for high-profile designers. He advocates for meticulous sourcing and fair trade, supporting Weave ING in rural communities. Through an agreement with the Smithsonian, he has partnered with the organization to preserve hat-making knowledge with future generations, as well. Its timing is perfect. The wedding season in spring is full of fashion changes, but this moment marks the definitive blooming of the millifying craft. The combination of Dua's global star power with Concepcion's understated realism places the next level of bride couture. The humor of his past faced with upcoming collaboration brings hope for a new generation of designers, married or not. Now the question for every bride is answered: be blunt, be bold, or be uncomfortable. Thank you for listening as we presented the world's most immaculate front of headwear innovation. Stay open to the new style frontier and sign up for a curated email list for future episodes on the craft world. The bride's top, the world's turn. See you next episode. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.